was 3 years old when I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease.
My husband, Tommy, was diagnosed with Crohn's about 2 months after our wedding.
Our now 16-year-old was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at 11.
I was diagnosed first in my early 30s. Looking back, though, it's pretty clear that there were symptoms present maybe as early as second or third grade.
Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are chronic inflammatory conditions of the intestines.
At present, it's thought that over 3 million people will have inflammatory bowel disease in the United States.
Crohn's disease makes me hurt.
When the diagnosis came in my 30s, it was in the midst of a series of major flare-ups.
Right after our wedding, he got sicker. My husband's not a very big guy, so it was kind of hard to see him lose that much weight. He didn't look good. It was very upsetting to know that it was Crohn's. We finally had an answer, but we knew it was an answer to a bigger problem that we couldn't just solve easily.
Three out of 4 patients with Crohn's disease will need an operation. People think maybe 1 out of 4 patients with ulcerative colitis might need a major operation in their lifetime.
A lot of different things can cause people with IBD to need surgery. Primarily is failure of medical therapy. They've been on medical therapy for a long time and it's stopped working for one reason or another.
Inflammatory bowel disease is increasing in prevalence in children. Approximately 100 to 200 per 100,000 children have inflammatory bowel disease. Approximately 25% of all patients with IBD are diagnosed prior to the age of 18.
I go to infusions and get my medicine every 4 weeks. And you sit in a chair and they give you the sleepy medicine and it makes it go by faster.
The Crohn's and Colitis website and their other printed material is very invaluable to our patients to gain an understanding of their disease, the proposed treatment for their disease.
Through my work with the foundation, I have seen patients and caregivers empowered by what they are able to learn and the support that they receive from the foundation.
After my husband was diagnosed in 2014, we went to our first Take Steps walk in 2015, and we've been to the walk each year.
I got to the Take Steps event and I found out that some of my friends were involved with the foundation. I didn't know that I had what they had.
Having a chronic illness in high school, middle school, or high school is something that can be very isolating. Lyndon has immediately grabbed on to going to Camp Oasis. She is around friends and she has developed friendships over the years that people that get it.
Having somebody beside you who can say, I know what this feels like, I know what you're doing, and we're going to get you through this, makes a really big difference. A cure would mean that those of us who have IBD would no longer have to live with the uncertainty, no longer have to live with the cramps that are awful, no longer have to worry about those days that just trying to get out of bed is awful.
A cure for inflammatory bowel disease would be amazing. It would be world-changing, honestly.
Many families look at college and they have so many different options. And we try not to have Crohn's disease as a limitation to Lyndon, but it is going to be a major factor in determining where she moves forward and what her next steps are. A cure would change all of that.
To actually have a cure, this means that after the patient is treated, they will be free from that disease for the rest of their life.
The scariest things are the complications that could arise if this were to worsen, if his disease were to worsen, and how to handle those. And with a cure, we wouldn't have that worry.
A cure really would be, I think, it would impact everyone, patients, families, providers, even just the healthcare system also.
A cure would mean to me that I never have to look into the eyes of another patient and another set of parents and tell them that their child has a chronic illness with no known cure.
If there was a cure, that there would be no hurting and other people with it wouldn't have to deal with anything. Thank you for being here tonight and supporting the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.